Hello everyone, and I am back to doing booktube videos. You might have seen my face before, but I went away for a little bit, and I am back now in front of the camera talking about books. So yeah, I'm back. So not only am I joined by a very old Christmas tree that I just shoved on top of my bookshelf because I didn't feel like taking the objects off, but I'm also back with another face, and if I move ever so slightly, there's another face back there. But anyways, I figured I would start this channel off with a book haul like I started my old channel off with a book haul. So I have accumulated some books over the last month. Some books I got from a library book sale last month, and I did get a lot more than I'm showing in this video, but I figured I would show the ones that I'm really happy to have found, and then I have the ones I just recently purchased. I got some money from trading in movies and stuff like that, so I went and bought books because I have enough other stuff, so I wanted to buy books. And some of the library books that I have I can't really show because my phone's on top, like leaning against them, but those are a whole bunch of Maeve Binchy books. I found Minding Franklin, Knights of Rain, or something like that, The Glass Lake, and Copper Beach. Those 4 books I found at the library book sale in hardcover, and then I have some other ones in paperback. I'm trying to work on collecting all of her books, and I have half of them right now. So anyways, let's get into the books. I'm going to talk about the ones I purchased, and at the end I'll have the library book. So the first book is probably my most excited book and my most anticipated book of the year, and that is The Outsider by Stephen King. This is his newest crime drama novel, and I don't really know much about it. It just came out Tuesday. I just purchased it today because I went to the grocery store to see if they have it, because it came out Tuesday. It had advertisements for it, and they didn't get their shipment until Friday, so I still had to wait until Friday, but and I'm filming this early, so the dates might not match up, but I'm really excited about reading this book because I am a big Stephen King fan. If you can look back at the shelf here, it's all of his books back there except for the bottom shelf. That's just random romance books. But this book, I don't know much about it, but I do know that the first line of the description is just very exciting. It has me wanting to read it, but it has on the dust jacket, an 11-year-old boy's violated corpse is found in a town park, and if I know Stephen King, it's gonna be disgusting, it's gonna stick in your mind, and it's gonna be good. So I'm really excited about reading this one, and this is jumping to the top of my TBR for next month, if I haven't had it read by then. But I am really excited to read this one and get into it because I've heard nothing but good things about it on Goodreads, and I'm hoping that it will turn into a whole nother genre of writing for him, because he had the Bill Hodge trilogy, which is crime drama slash a little bit of horror, but this one sounds like it's going to be a mix of both his horror and his crime drama perfectly together, so I'm really excited about reading this one. The next book is another one that I'm really excited about as well, and when I was at Target picking up another book, which you'll see right after this one, I seen this one there as the last copy that they had, so I'm going to pick this one up as well because I've heard nothing but hyped up things about it here on YA Booktube, and it is amazing and it sounds right up my alley, and that is Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy. I cannot pronounce her last name, I'm sorry, but I will just hold there so you can see it, but I cannot pronounce her last name. But this one is a YA fantasy, and it sounds really amazing. I think it is about, from what I got from the dust jacket, is about, let's see, Zelia, or Zelia. Cannot pronounce names that good, but it is about a girl who is the last of her kind, I believe, and the last of these magic, the line of magic is trying to be killed out of the world, and she's trying to restore all. But I've heard nothing but good things about this book, and I think the worst rating on BookTube was a 4, a 3.75 or something like that, but I've heard nothing but amazing things. It's really hyped up, so I'm hoping it lives up to the hype for me, but it does sound like it's going to be living up to the hype for me, and this cover is just absolutely gorgeous. I do have the only problem is I have you see a little bit of the peeling up on the side, on the bottom of stuff like that from the cover, but that just happens with handling and stuff like that. But the book in here also has the nice, oh, how will you both say, there you go, has a nice cover underneath it for the naked book, and then in the middle of it, or underneath the cover, it has the map stamped into it, which I love maps when it comes to fantasy, just because it just helps you visualize the world a lot better. So I am really excited about getting this one. This will probably also be in my TBR for next month because I just need to read it and I finally experienced this book. So this next book is one that I've been waiting for since I heard it was coming out, and I had to go to a whole bunch of stores to find it because it was sold out everywhere that I went to, and I finally found it in Target, and that is Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. This is I believe it's a sequel slash spin-off of Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, which I read 2 years ago from the library and absolutely loved it, and I still have to wait to see the movie, but it's coming out on DVD next month, so I'm going to pick it up then. But this is the spin-off, and it follows his best friend Leah, and that's all I really know about it, and that's all I really want to know about it. I think there's a love element into this story, because I think Leah is bisexual, and I think she's in love with one of her friends, I think, or something like that. I'm not sure, but I'm really excited for going into it and experience it finally, because I had to hunt this book down from like 3 different stores, and finally I found like the last copy or last 2 copies at Target. So I'm happy to have it now, and I'm hoping that it holds up to the expectations that I have for it. And the next 2 books are actually the same book. I had to buy the regular version and the movie version, and that is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This is probably one of my favorite books of all time, and I got the rare cover, and then I seen the movie edition cover with Nick Robinson, I think his name is Nick Robinson, who plays Simon on the cover of it. So I had to pick up both copies because I just absolutely love it, and I was planning on rereading this next month, and I think I'm going to go through and kind of tab it up and annotate it and like highlight everything that I really like into it to make it really personalized as my favorite book, because it is my all-time favorite book. So yeah, I will definitely be reading this book again very, very soon, and it is an amazing, amazing book. I can't say nothing about the movie, because I haven't seen it yet, but it's probably just as good. So this next book I am really, really excited about, because it is something that I've been trying to find for a long time and want to read for a long time, and that is Death Note Volume 1. This is the Black Edition, which is a bind-up of the first 2 volumes. I believe there is 12 volumes in total, and then there are 6 versions of the Black Edition. But I got this book at FYE, which my store was going out of business. More my store, but my local store was going out of business, and everything was like 30% off, and their prices were super expensive anyways, so I usually didn't go in there that much anyways. I went in there to like look around, purchase like smaller, cheaper stuff, but I didn't go in there to like purchase a lot of stuff like book-wise or something like that. But since it was 30% off, I figured I'd pick this one up and finally experience it, because I did watch the Netflix movie, and while it was enjoyable and I did like it, but I kept hearing people, say like, oh, the source material is much better, the manga is much better. So I finally have the first 2 volumes, and I will definitely be giving this one a go soon, because it's something that I really enjoyed the story of, and I want to explore the original artwork by... I'm not even going to try to pronounce those names because I will butcher them, and yeah, I'm not even going to try that. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one, and it's really cool because the first few pages in here are actually color in, and you can see the main character, and I forget his name, but you see him in all their glory. So I'm really excited to get to these ones, and hopefully I will enjoy it, and if I do, I will slowly pick them up and add them to my collection, because it's only like 6 books, so it should be easy to collect them all. So these next 2 books I picked up at the bookstore when I was looking for another book, which I was looking for American Panda by Gloria Chow. They didn't have it there at my bookstore that I like to go to, so I picked up these ones instead, because that was really bad wording. These are books that I really, really love and want to read, so I picked them up, and the first one I did read, but I'll probably reread it because it's been over a year now since I read it, and that first book is An Ember in the Ashes, and the second book is A Torch in the Night by Sabah Tahir. This is a YA fantasy series that follows 2 characters. It follows Leah, and it follows Elias. Leah is trying to, she's trying to save her brother, who was arrested for treason, and she's kind of the only one left in the family besides her brother, so she's trying to do her best to rescue him and save him, and she's ended up sent to this camp as a spy, and Elias is the son of the big person in the camp there, and he's just not wanting to be in the camp. He's trying to escape, so both their stories come together. This first book was an amazing, amazing read. The only problem I did have with this book was the fact that Spot here wrote it as like each chapter had like a cliffhanger to make you want to read, but then it was switching perspectives every single chapter, so you didn't get the resolve of the cliffhanger like right away, and it kind of took away from the other chapter basically. But I find I have this one in the new covers, and then I have the sequel as well, which were actually relatively cheap for a bookstore, which were $11.99 each, which I was really surprised by, because usually like bookstores are a little more expensive. Like I usually get my books from like Target or Walmart if I buy new, and I was really surprised at that, and their prices were actually really nice there as well for all their books. So I would probably be going back to that store again in the future and making it like my local bookstore. That way I have like a local bookstore hub to purchase new books. But I'm really happy to have these ones and have them in the newer covers. I think this is a 4-book series, I'm not sure, but I will definitely be rereading the first book and jumping into the second one, because I loved the world that Sapien created. So that is it for the newer books that I purchased. So I'm going to talk about now the ones I got from the library, or the ones that I'm really excited about I got from the library. So the first one here is actually a box set. The mass markers at my library are 25 cents, so I got this for 75 cents, and that is the whole trilogy of, what's the trilogy name? The 3 Signs of 7 novels, or Signs of 7 novels by Nora Roberts, which is Blood Brothers, The Hollow, and The Pagan Stone. My mom read this trilogy and absolutely loved it and recommended it, and it has, it is like a romance, but it's more focused on like the Wiccan folklore and like magic and stuff like that. So I've seen this one there, and the box set only needed tape up here, so it's coming unglued, and I figured, you know what, I might as well pick it up to add to my collection, because I will read these ones, because it sounded right up my alley with just reading the description of the books, and so I'm really excited about reading that one. And the next ones are fantasy books, and I was really excited to find this one because it was the first book in a series. Usually I find like 6th or 7th book in series, but that was by Terry Goodkind. That is The Wizard's First Rule. I believe this is The Wizard's First Rule. Oh no, this is the Sword of Truth series, I believe. Yeah, it's Sword of Truth series. So I was really happy to find this one. I didn't really just read the description. I just looked in the front to see which book it was, and since it was the first book, I picked it up. So I'm really excited about reading this one. It's a really nice, thick fantasy, so I should be able to dive into it and really love it. It is 836 pages, which I love my fantasy books longer, because you can just dive into the world and get lost in the worlds. And the next one is a full trilogy, or full quartet of a series, and I think this is all the 4 books, I'm not sure, but it is the Legacy of the Drow series by R.A. Salvatore. I had some R.A. Salvatore books before, and I just didn't feel like I was going to really get into them, so I did donate them to the library. But I've seen this one here, and the box set has like nice artwork on it all around it. And it's in nice shape, like it didn't need tape, it's a little crushed here, but that series, I don't know if this is in the right order, but it has The Legacy, Starless Nights, Siege of Darkness, and Passage to Dawn. So this is a full series, I think. So I was really happy to get this for $1. So that is it for my book haul for this month, or for the month of May. If you have any opinions on the books, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, positive or negative. I'd love to hear from you, and I'm so happy to be back and filming book videos again. I missed it. You know, you don't feel like you miss it as much as you do until you stop doing it for a while, but I'm glad to be back and talking about and expressing my opinions. And I will try to, I think I'm going to be uploading on this channel, I think Fridays and possibly Wednesdays, so stick with me until I find the perfect date to upload. Anyways, until next time, have an amazing day, even night, wherever in the world. I'll see you guys in my next video.